Welcome to the University of Minnesota's Conference on Internationalizing the Curriculum and Campus. We appreciate everyone taking the time to be with us today. Over 225 participants will flow through the conference today, and we hope this day provides you with knowledge and inspiration, and also the chance to meet colleagues from each of the university's 5 campuses. I'm Gayle Woodruff, the university's Director of Curriculum and Campus Internationalization, and I will be sharing with you introductory remarks about why we are here today, and then we will hear from our keynote speaker, Meredith McQuaid. Wrapping up our lunchtime remarks will be Robert Jones, who will be joining us shortly. I encourage you to continue eating and please go back for seconds. This luncheon today is in part our thank you for all the hard work you are doing to internationalize the U. I would like to thank the colleagues who have helped to make today possible. The Conference Program Committee, Paula Peterson, Kendra Weber, Kim Hinbjorgen, and Beth Eisensee. All the conference session poster presenters. The colleagues from the Center for Teaching and Learning and Instructional Development Services. Specifically our colleagues Kate Martin, Shelley Smith, Jane O'Brien, Elena Stetsenko, and Ben Peck. All the staff in the international offices from all 5 campuses, the colleagues who traveled today from Crookston, Duluth, Morris, and Rochester, and the team for making this conference possible, Mandy Miller, Christine Parcells, Jennifer Schultz, Allison Gaylon, and Rachel Peterson. Over the past several years, the retreats we were holding for study abroad curriculum integration were slowly starting to morph into the broader theme of internationalization, as the university's international education agenda became more prominent and more of our work across the international education spectrum was aligning with the university's goals. We are here today because the university has clearly defined its educational mission to be to recruit, educate, challenge, and graduate outstanding students who become highly motivated, lifelong learners, leaders, and global citizens. In order to achieve this goal, we as a university must ask ourselves 3 basic questions. What do we want our students to learn? What skills, knowledge, and attitudes should they learn while they're at the U? What are our definitions of global citizen, global learning, and global competency? And what skills, knowledge, and attitudes do we, the faculty and staff, need to have in order to develop those learning experiences that will help our students become globally competent? While we are busy doing the day-to-day work of internationalizing the curriculum and campus, we should be discussing these questions and solidifying our answers. We can no longer wait for a retreat or a special event such as today's conference to focus on these questions. We must address them each day. For the University of Minnesota, internationalizing the curriculum and campus includes all the learning experiences through which students, faculty, and staff can gain global and intercultural competencies. This definition comes from many months of discussion with colleagues across the system and from the focus groups held within the Office of International Programs this past year. This definition has 2 layers. First, it highlights that learning experiences will be offered internationally, locally, and on campus in order to develop students' global and intercultural competencies. Secondly, it also highlights that we, as faculty and staff members, learn through the process of internationalizing the curriculum and campus, and this develops our competencies so that we can guide students on their learning journeys. A key commitment of the institution is to provide for faculty and staff development to help reach the university's goals. Specifically, we seek to develop faculty and staff capacity to enrich curricula and develop pedagogy, either within study abroad programs or on-campus learning. And this focuses on the global learning outcomes. Today's conference is one example of the commitment to faculty and staff development. Our other strategies will be to build upon successes within the institution, incorporate emerging trends from multiple sources, and to work tirelessly to create seamless learning environments for students where they make the connections between all of their courses and experiences during their time at the U. Your work not only represents the best practices of our institution, but also the next practices needed to move our institution forward to truly become internationalized. Today's conference themes represent internationally recognized leadership in international education theory, research, and practice, the curriculum integration of learning abroad, the world-class international student and scholar services, and our Title VI Centers for International Studies, Area Studies, and Language Research, and the faculty and staff engagement overall for internationalizing the curriculum and campus. We are certain those colleagues who could not be here today will want to learn about your practices. Therefore, the conference content will be turned into an online guide to internationalization. Building upon our successes means being able to communicate with more and more colleagues around the university, and we look to your help with this communication also. Our next strategy will be to incorporate emerging trends into the work of internationalizing the curriculum and campus. A few of the key trends that we are already addressing at the university is to further look at the work that we're doing, such as the exploration of how academic disciplines are becoming more global and not limited by national boundaries anymore. And what about the heightened discussion about the global-local nexus? There's the new understanding of long-term impact of study abroad on an individual's commitment to civic engagement. And we have a renewed appreciation of the international students and scholars who are on our campuses. Finally, one of the major trends that is happening elsewhere around the world is to take a serious look at the culture of teaching and learning and hold a mirror up to ourselves and ask, how internationalized am I as a teacher? And what do I need to do to confront my own cultural biases in order to engage my students in intercultural and global learning? The UK, Europe, and Australia are ahead of us in the US with this re-envisioning of teaching and learning. To that end, we want to stay on top of this trend and have invited Professor Gavin Sanderson from the University of South Australia to the U on May 24th and 25th to hold a seminar and series of meetings on internationalizing teaching and learning. Gavin is an expert in this area and has published a very evocative series of articles on internationalizing the academic self. An invitation will be sent to you in April for this event. This leads us to the most important strategy for internationalizing the curriculum and campus. How do we create the learning environments that will enhance student learning in that quest for global citizenship? One person who has thought a lot about this is our Associate Vice President and Dean, Meredith McQuaid. Meredith has been unwavering in her support and enthusiasm for this conference, and I, for one, am greatly appreciative equally for her unwavering support of the vision for internationalizing the curriculum and campus. Meredith came to us from the Hughes Law School, where she was the Associate Dean of International Programs. Her career path includes being a teacher, a lawyer, and an administrator. It is her experiences during and after college that perhaps reflect the grounding that has formed her as a global citizen. While an undergraduate at the university, Meredith was one of the first students to study abroad in China. After college, she spent 2 years teaching in Japan and then rode her motorcycle around the world. This is the spirit that we seek to inspire in our students today as they embark upon their quest to become global citizens. Please join me in welcoming Meredith McQuaid.